Hello everyone, hope you all doing well. My name is Stars and today I will make a tutorial video on how to make a POV camera in Rec Room. Having a POV camera will allow you to be able to see what you or other players are looking at in your room that you are in. This can be used in PvP maps, horror maps, hangouts, or wherever you find you need to use it for. But before we begin this tutorial, you will first need to make sure that beta content is turned on in your room. As of the time of recording this video, some of the circuits and the main component needed to make this are in beta right now. To turn on beta content, you will need to go to your room, go to this room in your watch menu, go to settings, main settings, and then scroll down until you see allow beta content. Once you see that, you can then click the slide bar that should turn red, and then you can click save settings. Then you can go to your Maker Pen menu, then go to the circuits tab in your Maker Pen menu, and you should see a bunch of beta circuits that you now have access to and use. Now with that being said, we can now get on with the video. These are circuits that you'll need to be able to make this. If you want to, you can pause the video or rewind the video so you know what circuits you need so you don't be behind, but I'll go on my way to explain each one you need so there won't be any confusion. First, you will need a button or an interaction menu. You can use a button or an interaction menu, just something that will trigger the player prompt here, player prompt multiple choices here. Then you will need a get all players, a toString, a string length, a subtract, a string substring, a string split, a player prompt by multiple choice, a get player by display name, a player head position, a player head orientation, and a texture constraint. If you don't know how to find that, you can just search in your palette right here, and you can just search up texture, and you'll find it right here, texture constraint, and also the texture quad as well. You can find both of those there. You can just spawn it in from there, both of those. And also you will need a event receiver, specifically updated by 30 Hertz. If you don't know how to do that, you can just go to your Maker Pen, go to Tools, click Configure here, and then you can configure the event receiver. Click on this, and then you can go to the search bar and just type in 30, or you can just type in update, and you'll find update 30 Hertz here. You click that, click X on that, and then you can go back to Tools, and then you'll see that it'll be updated by 30 Hertz. And then the last two you'll need is a texture quad set texture and a snap camera image. But once you have all of those textures, we can now begin connecting things. So you want to connect is to get all players output to the input of the toString. Then you want to connect the toString to the input of the string length and the input of the string substring. And then you want to connect the output of the string length to the subtract value. And then you want to configure the bottom value of the subtract to 2. Once you do that, then you want to connect the output of the subtract to the length input of the string substring. And then again, you want to configure the index of the string substring to 1. Change that value to 1. And then once you do that, then you want to connect the string substring to the string split. And then once you do that, you want to configure the divider and put a comma in the space. That's all you do. Just put a comma in the space. And then once you change it to that, you click done. And then you want to connect the string split output to the input of the player prompt multiple choice. And then after that, you want to connect the button pressed or interaction value on use to the player prompt multiple choice. And then after that, you want to connect the response of the player prompt multiple choice to get all players by display name string input. And then you want to connect the output by get player by display name to player head orientation and player head position, and then player head orientation. And after that, you want to connect the output of the player head position to the input of the player head or the camera position in the snap camera image. And the player head orientation, you want to connect that to the input of the camera rotation of the snap camera image. And then you want to connect the output of the texture constraint to the render texture and the value of the texture quad set texture. After that, then you want to connect the output of the texture quad to the target of the texture quad set texture. And then you want to connect the output of the snap camera image to the input of the texture quad set texture. And then after that, you want to connect the on prompt complete to the snap camera image input. And then after that, you are done. Now you can just connect the event receiver to the input of the snap camera image. And as you can see, it now displays this other player's POV. And if you want to switch to another player's POV, you could just click the button or interaction volume, whatever you have set up to turn on the prompt. Then you can click on that other player, click OK, and then from there, it now displays that player's POV, which is my POV now. And then you can go back to the other player as well, and yeah. And then from there, yeah, this is how you set up having POVs in your room. And also, if you want to, you can also change the FOV of the POV. You can change it to basically anything you want. You can change it to 50 to 60. You can set it to make it extremely high or extremely low. But for this example, this video, I'll change it to 60, which is pretty low. And as you can see, the POV is now pretty close. The FOV is now pretty low. But yeah, this is how you make a POV camera in Rec Room. Okay, that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you have any feedback or have any questions, you can leave in the comment section. I'll try to look over it whenever I'm able to respond to y'all as quickly as possible. Again, I'm still pretty new to making tutorials, so I'm trying to learn as I go. So yeah, again, any feedback will be greatly appreciated. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope y'all have a great rest of y'all day, or evening, or morning, or night. If it's nighttime, have a good night. Anyway, bye.